This is Timothy Kerofsky, Timothy Kerofsky Family Channel, and this is part two, being silly, of my history of the martial arts video. You see on my floor here, and I'm using natural light from the sunlight from the window. You can see on my floor here, I got this folder. This is my original Master at Arms studies. Security Division, USS Bellawood. All the Master at Arms requirements and stuff that I did. And to become a Master at Arms First Class in the United States Navy. But in this video, in this folder, you can see this Quad Cities Judo and Karate 1319 5th Avenue, Moline, Illinois. And then see that pentagon? Penta's 5. There's 5 points. The top point is tiger, then leopard, crane, snake, and dragon. It represents the 5 animals of Shuriru, and then the red is like your passion, your like the fire of the soul. Also, my old World Self-Defense Federation membership. When I registered my style with the World Self-Defense Federation. So yeah, but that wasn't the coolest thing. The coolest thing is right here. The original flyer from Jess Mills. Fun, fitness, self-defense, Jess Mills, Judo and Karate. I'm just kind of showing this off in this video here. And the men and women, and then the kids and teens. Karate and Judo training is setting unique and multifaceted, and gives you great enemy and stamina, and it helps the child maintain the poise, improve grades, respect for others, and that's why I still respect today. Increased concentration, leadership skills, and all this stuff helping the Navy, goal setting and achievement. And there's Jess Mills with the student, Jess Mills with a bunch of students, and if I remember right, that is me right there, and I was only like 10 years old. Okay, and this says the history of Jess Mills right here. Only person in the area who's black belts in karate, judo, and Japanese jiu-jitsu, what I was telling you about. He's part of the USA Karate Association. Opened first karate studio in 1968. I have 1969 in my notes, but hey, I was close. Life member of the United States Judo Federation, Illinois Judo Association Promotional Board, Shorin Matsumura Kempo Karate Association, Board of Directors, member of the National Police Training Council. See, Police Training Council. He taught jiu-jitsu and karate to the police, self-defense, tactics instructor, police tactics, American Coaching Effectiveness Program. All right, that is who my first teacher was, Sensei Jess Mills. Now, how cool is that? Is that really cool or what? And I got it in my Master at Arms, the thing that I had all my Master at Arms training and notes and stuff in, and I just kept it in there. What do you call those things? Those folders. And just sidetrack just a little bit into my folder. That's a handwritten thing that I did for my son. I'm going to keep going here. There's a copy of me when I was a yellow. Wow, that was so long ago. And I can't have my Dan one. My Dan one got stolen with my original gi. My original gi, and then well, actually, not my original, because my original was like really a child's gi. But my the gi that I actually bought in Japan. Here's the color one of my blue shoe, Just Mills. See it is. And my World Self-Defense Federation membership. Oh, here's my black. Shuru, Whiskey Black, Just Mills. Here it is, my teacher's aid certificate. Well, here's my handwritten. And it wasn't very great handwriting, but he's pretty good at the symbols. And I think I understood the symbols were like something like honor, respect. I think the second one's honor. I think the first one is respect, because I have respect for others, honor and kindness, giving, and I know this is Ram. This is my name, Tim the Ram. This is 8. He has master instead of man. I believe this is like the Okinawan Shuru right here, and I believe this is a woo or something. Anyway, and there's my relaxation therapist right there. And I also have a security police science one too. And here's my Master at Arms, United States Navy, Master at Arms. Point is, I am who I say I am. And then here's my Sea Cadet Lieutenant. And then, of course, I have my Masters in Arts with studies in sociology and theology. Alright, back to this. I'm going to put my camera over there by the chair. Alright. Alright. You should be able to see me pretty good. History of the Martial Arts. And Timothy Kerofsky, Masters in Arts. Martial arts started in China. Now I talked about how it actually started in Africa, but this is the Asian martial arts. So the Asian martial arts got its influence from China. Around 500 BC, with the study of animal movements, eventually the monks used these movements for the defense of their temples. During the Shou dynasty, Taishi Drama, a Buddhist Abba, traveled from India to China on foot to teach the monks his way of enlightenment, called Shi Pala Hansho, with the inseparability of the mind and the body, in the original 18 movements. Nearly 1,000 years later, so this is decades, okay, think about this. During the Shou dynasty, Buddha Buddhist followers, established the teachings and formed the first martial arts style from the animals. The martial arts started to spread throughout the world, first to Okinawa, then Japan. Gishin Funakoshi, a traditional Japanese karate master, founded Shotokan and invented the belt system at a rank of skill level. I already talked about that in my other video. But he didn't actually invent the belt system. It was actually Jisoro Kano from Judo. But Gishin Funakoshi took from it and created a belt system for karate. Okay. And some styles use stashes, some styles don't even have a ranking structure. And then I talked about the 3 original colors: white beginner, black expert, red master. And then I talked about Gishin Funakoshi teaching karate to sailors and marines in Okinawa during World War II. The widespread in the United States. Now, what I talked about Robert Allen Trias bringing karate here to the United States. All right, bringing Shuru karate here. But here I talk about Ed Parker. It wasn't until 1964 until martial arts became popular, started to become popular in the U.S. Ed Parker, the founder of American Karate, that's what he's known as, sponsored the first karate internationals in the United States, held at Long Beach Arena in Long Beach, California. Ed Parker is the founder of American Kung Fu, and Bruce Lee was a special guest at the first tournament, and he also helped popularize the martial arts. Mike Stone was the first grand champion at the internationals. Now that's the brief history of the martial arts. The animals of the martial arts. These are some of the animals that were taught. Bear, body strength. Cat, mysteriousness. Crane, had fidelity. Dragon, spiritual movement. Eagle, the grip strength from the eagle claw. The eagle claw. The horse, the leopard, moving off your toes and then striking with the leopard paw. Okay? The lion, the lizard, the monkey. Of course, you heard of the monkey style. It was actually one of the ones that Kung Fu was created from. The ox, the phoenix eye, with the tweeting finger, okay? The praying mantis, the ram, rat, snake, tiger, and toad. Here's some countries in their style. China, Northern Shaolin Temple. The warrior's art. Okay, I got Gung Fu here, but Gung Fu means to be skilled at. Gung Fu does not just apply to the martial arts. I mentioned that before. Gung Fu applies to anything. If you master like sewing or stitching or I don't know. I always use sewing as an example. Then you're a Gung Fu master at that. Okay, Gung Fu doesn't just apply to the martial arts. The Shaolin Temple was built in 495 AD by Mo, who studied the 7 animals: praying mantis, tiger, crane, snake, eagle, mythical dragon, and monkey. And then got the southern Shaolin, the Kempo, Shadow Fist, the way of shadow boxing. Alright. Moving faster than the shadow. Now imagine trying to do that, okay? Then Tai Chi Chuan, Universal Spirit Ways, what I have it translated as. It started during the Song Dynasty by Chen Xingping from the philosophy of I Ching and Yin Yang from the religion of Taoism. It is where the cosmic changes in the universe, and it's one of the oldest spiritual styles. 5 styles I have written as Yin, Yang, Qin, Sun, and Tang. Hissing Yi Chuan, Shape, Mind, Way, pertains to the element, the body, and the song of fighting. The elements are fire, heart, water, kidneys, earth, stomach, air, lung, and metal and wood, liver. Okay? Now, I talk about the song of fighting on my website. I'll talk about that in more detail in another video. Okay? Then I have Wing Chun, the long road to self-defense. The first style founded by a woman, Young Wing Chun. She formed a group of women warriors, the Shu warriors, to avenge the death of her father and overthrow the evil Qing army. This is all stuff I researched. The Tiger Crane style of Hung Gar was developed by a man named Hung Hee Gung. He helped Young Wing Chun. Japan and Okinawa. Martial arts is believed to have started in Okinawa at the beginning of the Edo period, 1600 to 1868. A Chinese fisherman of the Ryukyu Islands, where karate meant Chinese hand, the character was later changed to mean empty hand. Karate is an unarmed populace taught the high military officials to defend themselves against robbers and cutthroats. The 5 original styles of karate, and I talked about that before. Torite, Shirite, Tamarate, Nahate, and Gojute. From the southern Shaolin Temple, Henan province of China, to the Shunji Temple, the Sala of Mount Fuji, Japan, to the Sala Monastery of the Senkochi Temple, martial arts spread by the warriors with the way of harmony, peace, and happiness. Harmony, peace, and happiness. Other styles of Japan, Kokushinka, to seek and find the way, Tei in hand, and were all formed by family clans, and also have Judo written down, and Judo means gentle art. Gentle art. Think about it. Or Do also means way, so it could be gentle way. Okay. Shotokan, the most modern style of Okinawa. It was formed by Disha Funakoshi in 1900. And remember, that was his pen name. Shoto was his pen name, and he actually means Hall of Shuto. Okay? Alright? It's a Japanese martial art. It's considered to be a Japanese martial art because it was formed in actually Japan. Okay? He traveled there, of course, to Japan when he was sponsored by the Japanese Ministry of Education to teach karate to school children. That's what he did. He taught karate to school children. Okay? And the Japanese wanted a rank. They wanted the ranking structure. They wanted it similar to the military ranking structure. The original Okinawan systems of karate ranking was totally different than it is today. Okay, Gishin Funakoshi was born in 1869 in Tokyo, Japan. In Shuri, Okinawa. And he died in Tokyo, Japan. So he was born in 1869 in Shuri, Okinawa, and died in 1957 in Tokyo, Japan. He was 88 years old. He's known as the father of modern karate. Philippines. Onis started many years before the Spanish colonized the Philippine Islands. Onis is a traditional stick fighting. The people practiced with the Raja and Malakas. Okay? They were noblemen. The natives killed Ferdinand Magellan in the Battle of Mactan by hitting him in the head with a bamboo stick. Onis is powerful because it shatters bones. Okay? That's a brief history of Onis. Brazil. Gracie Jiu-Jitsu started in the Gracie Fighting in 1920. The Helio Gracie. Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. The style is really taught to outsiders. But it is taught to outsiders now. But you gotta remember, the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu circle is a tight-knit community. So if you say you study Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, you better be able to back it up because the community is pretty strict, okay? Then I talk about the original UFC with Dan Severn and Ken Shamrock and Steve Gillum and Hoist Gracie, and how he was like the champion of the original 4 UFCs, Ultimate Fighting Championships. Then I had to talk about capoeira. The dance type martial art done in music, is how I have it explained here, is developed in Brazil by Brazilian slaves to overthrow their masters. So in Angola, the slave masters, were fooled by these dance type movements. Just thought the slaves were just dancing, but really they were training. And then they overthrew their masters later by tying knives to their feet, and then boom, boom. Oh man, pretty devastating. Pretty devastating. African style Bojitsu, the way of the staff, and I talk about VEPASC. Okay, I already mentioned that. It's the oldest martial art. Then Thailand, Muay Thai, way of life for most men in Thailand. To begin their training as children. Muay Thai has a lot of combinations using punches, elbows, knees, and kicks. Muay Thai is a very fast-paced, close-in fighting martial art, which was developed as different warrior clans fought to choose the ultimate warrior. Muay Thai has a traditional kata dance called Ram Mao, or Ram Thai, which is performed before a fight in the ring wearing a traditional headdress. It's just that little traditional dance that they do in the corner. Muay Thai is a deadly art, and they also kick bamboo posts with their shins. Think about that. Then I thought about Taekwondo. Korea. And I did a little Taekwondo myself. I have a red belt Taekwondo, and I trained, part of my training was actually done at the World Taekwondo Center in Seoul, South Korea. Taekwondo, the high kicking styles, were developed by the Warang Warriors. The Warang Warriors. To kick a man off a horseback where a village was being raided during the Wars of Korea around 59 BC. Taekwondo, which is the simplified techniques of Warang-do, so think about it, simplified techniques of Warang-do, and it was not created until 1955. It was actually when they had all these kwans and all these different styles. They wanted to simplify all these different styles, so they created Taekwondo. The oldest style of Korea that I traced was Warang-do. And then the sister style is Tang Soo-do, which means Chinese Wei hand. Okay? Another art in Korea is Hapkido, the way of coordinated power. The way of coordinated power, which was created by Bang Soo-han in 1946. The Korean trains very hard in the arts, striking trees, laying at stone, breaking concrete blocks, etc. They are very conditioned martial artists. Then I have a quote here at the bottom. I said, martial arts is not a sport, but rather it is a way of life. Martial arts is not a hobby, it is a way of life. Okay, martial arts is not a sport, but rather it's a way of self-defense. Sorry. Whoa, I messed up my own quote. That's but funny. Martial arts is not a sport, but rather a way of self-defense. Think about it. It's not really a sport. And it's all part of a lifeblood. Once you get into the martial arts, it's part of you. It's a lifeblood. Okay? You can tell my passion of the martial arts. Okay? There are other countries. France, Savat, was developed by the French Navy as they train on the bow of the boats. Indonesia, Penchik, Silat, Sirik, and then Russia have Sambo written down, Greece and Rome, Greco-Roman wrestling, shoot fighting, which was actually developed in Mexico, and then Israel, the Krav Maga, which I don't know a lot about, but I will tell you one thing, it's known as the most deadliest combat art in the world. It's taught to the Israeli army and Israeli special forces. It's a very intense combative art. Alright, and then I have a quick note on the martial arts weaponry, and I talk about the wooden weapons developed as farming implements. They were farming implements, and they were used for fighting. The handle of the grinding stone was the tampa. The nunchaku was once used to crack wheat. That's what it was used for, to crack wheat. And then, of course, I signed it. And I'll send you a link to all the detail of this. And that's the history of the martial arts, and that's about me, my journey. Because I already talked about my journey in detail, but that's the history of the martial arts and the history of Jess Mills and the martial arts of the Quad Cities. This is Tim the Ram Kerofsky. Blessings always.